Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Major Sweet Tooth. So today I'm here with my two friends,
Bella and Gabby.
So today I'm going to be making blueberry pie. This is an experiment, so this is a hit or miss recipe. I'm making the dough from scratch, so let's hope it turns out well. Make sure to like and subscribe. So for today's ingredients, you will need 2.5 cups of blueberries, 1 cup of sugar, the juice of half a lemon, and a 1/4 cup of water.
Today's pie crust ingredients. You would need 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 sticks of butter, make sure it's cold, 6 tablespoons of ice water plus 2 egg yolks, 1.5 tablespoons of salt, and 1.5 tablespoons of sugar.
We're going to start off with making the dough. Start off with measuring 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour.
Okay, I think that's good.
And salt and sugar.
Okay.
So now that Gabby has put the all-purpose flour in the food processor, Belle and I are going to start cutting the butter into cubes. And then once we're done with this, we're going to put it in the food processor as well. Okay, so now that we put them into cubes, we're going to put them in the food processor too. So now I'm going to put the 2 egg yolks and the 6 tablespoons of cold water in the food processor. So now we're going to pulse our ingredients. So since I forgot to put the half tablespoon of sugar in, I'm going to do that now. Okay. So your pie dough should look like this. It should form together in a clump in the food processor, so that's when you know to stop pulsing it. So now you're going to form your pie dough in a disc and wrap it in plastic wrap. So now I'm going to flour my surface to make sure that when I'm rolling out the dough, it's not going to stick to the counter. So I'm just going to flour my surface a little bit. You don't need a lot of flour. And then we are going to pour out our pie dough onto the surface. This is again what your pie dough should look like. So I'm just going to form this into a disc. And then afterwards, I'm going to put this in the fridge for about 30 minutes. So I want to get as much of the crumbs in as much as possible. Pack it in. And then you're going to get your plastic wrap. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then you're just going to wrap it in the plastic wrap. So we're going to let this chill in the fridge for about 30 minutes. Okay, so now we're going to be focusing on our filling now that the pie dough is chilling. So I'm going to pour in the 2.5 cups of blueberries that we measured out. And then Bella is going to cut and squeeze the lemon into the pot. Just the half.
I'll get the sugar ready.
I'm putting lemon juice in there to bring out the tartness of the berries because we don't want the filling to be overpowering with the sugar, so this is a good way to balance out the sweetness. So now Gabby's going to measure out the 1 cup of sugar.
That's good.
Okay. And then we're going to add in a 1/4 cup of water. So now that we've incorporated all of our ingredients, we're going to let this simmer over the stove until this becomes sort of like a jam. This pie dough has been in the fridge for 30 minutes, so now we're going to put flour on the surface, and we're going to roll it out to the size of this pie dish we're going to be using. Now I'm going to also flour my rolling pin. So also with this pie dough, you can do other pastries and desserts as well. So you want to work quickly with this dough because since this dough needs to be cold, we don't want the butter to melt, because if we let this sit out for too long, then the butter is going to melt and we're going to have a very oily pie. Okay, so I'm going to section this off into 2 equal parts because I need some for the top of the pie as well. So it's gonna right down the middle. Okay, so we're going to roll this out now. Make this into a... Let me do the honors.
Okay.
Okay, so now that I've rolled this out, we've rolled this out, then I saw this tip where you can roll the dough like this, and then you're going to transfer it to your
Pie dish.
Thank you. For it to the pie dish. Okay, so we're just going to flatten this out. Want to make sure that all the excess is off. So you kind of want to build like a wall.
Around
So around like that. And then, yeah, and then
cut off all the excesses when you're done.
Yeah, excesses.
I'm just cutting them off. We could add more to the sides if it's too thinner.
Yeah, because I'm going to take the other one out of the fridge. Okay. So if you want to make your pie more decorative, you can take your 2 fingers and you can pinch the sides of the pie. So I put the pie dish in the fridge so that the butter doesn't melt while it's out here. So now we're going to roll out the other piece of pie dough.
And make sure you put flour down before.
On your surface so it doesn't stick.
And on your rolling pin.
Okay, so while we're waiting for Gabby to roll out the pie dough and we're waiting for the other pie dough to chill, I'm going to strain out the excess liquids that are in the pie filling, because if you don't do that, then it's going to seep through the pie and then it's going to be a whole huge mess. So now we're pouring in the filling in the pie. So we are going to put on the other pie dough. Just roll it. I'll take this out of your way.
Thank you.
Wow, it looks so cool.
Michaela, I need some help.
It smells so good. I can't wait to eat it. It's gonna be my favorite part.
Here. It's sticking to the bottom.
That's fine.
Got it?
Yeah. Okay. So, and please don't do anything. Yay! We did a pretty decent job.
You got it? Yeah, just stretch it a little.
My finger. I'm sorry, I had to. Okay, so like I said before, you just want to cut off the excess from the sides if you have any, which I have a bunch.
And put it over there. Okay. And make sure you cut slits in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that now. So you just want to cut slits. This allows the steam to get out of the pies. And if you don't do this, then your pie will literally explode in the oven. So I'm gonna put a slit there.
It's not a real pie without slits.
That's good.
Okay, so this is what your final result should look like. So I'm going to put some egg wash on top of the pie so that it doesn't burn. Okay, so Bella is going to brush some egg wash on top of the pie so that it doesn't burn. Like I said, this is an experiment, so I don't know if it's going to turn out well, but I'll see. And if you want to be even more decorative, then you can use cookie cutters to like cut out little shapes in your pies. Just putting a fork up against the edge of the pie crust. So right now Gabby is sprinkling some sugar on top of the pie to give it some color. So now we're going to put this in the oven for about 45 minutes. So it's been 45 minutes and I took the pie out of the oven. It looks good, it smells good, and has a nice color on the top.
It's probably gonna taste good too.
What do you think, Belle?
I can't wait to eat it.
So I'm going to let this cool for about 35 minutes before cutting it and trying it. So let me know if you try this recipe and let me know if it turned out well for you guys. Just make sure to like and subscribe my video, and thank you Bella and Gabby for coming today.
You're welcome.
You're
While
welcome.
making the pie. It was fun.
Also, go subscribe to Sewer Rat.
It's Bella's channel. Okay. It's really funny though, so like go check it out.
Bye.
Bye.